Grand Rising and Great Tidings. My name is Keolamau Tengan, and I want to tell you a little bit more about me and who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is that I can be of service to you and the world. Well, I'm a Maui boy, so I was raised on the beautiful island of Maui, and I lived my life a very certain way for a very long time. One that really looked at pleasing others, one that looked at fulfilling obligations rather than necessarily doing the things that I truly desired to do. I lived a life that was largely based on fulfilling other people's and persons' needs rather than feeling very fulfilled myself. Now, put differently, I used the energy that I have and I just continued to be very outward focused. And in doing so, it felt great. I was able to help people, to support people. I created many different things in my life, everything from businesses to nonprofit organizations to relationships to a number of different things. And yet at the end of the day, what I found was that I was still feeling unfulfilled, that I indeed wasn't necessarily doing the things that I was most inspired by, and instead gave my energy via my attention to other people. Now, about 15 years ago, there was a shift. And in that shift, I realized that I wanted more in life. That what I was most really inspired to do was just to connect with myself and to do so in a way that was real, raw, and relevant to the experiences that I was actively creating in my life. And so started to look at things in terms of what options were out there. How is it that I can really dive into this great mystery of me? And how is it that I can get out of my own head into my heart and even further down and connected with my true self? Now, there's a number of different avenues that I explored. First was going into things of personal development, then diving into reading materials, looking at the source materials that was behind what I had found in personal development, which led into everything from the occult sciences to shamanism to concepts in like esoteric religious concepts to psychology to parapsychology. And so I went down a number of different rabbit holes and looked at the very foundation of all of these things. Where were the commonalities? And I started to see patterns that emerged. And I was just so curious about this, enthralled by how can these different systems of belief, these concepts around consciousness, how can these very philosophies of life be so related? And so going even further past the commonalities and beneath the patterns to really just to connect with consciousness at large. And at the time it was very cognitive. I wanted to figure it out like it was a puzzle. I wanted to find a solution to all of these different things. Yet therein lies the true power and potency of our own process of presence, is that it's not about that end result. It's not about having conclusive evidence for this, that, or the other. It is an entirely subjective experience that as I moved out of my head, needing to have control, needing a system, desiring answers into my heart, the sensations that I was experiencing, the wisdom of my own feelings, and then into myself, the deep knowing, the connection, the awareness that I felt. Well, as I went through this whole process, for me, it was something that has and remains to be a truly transformative experience, because it has drastically altered and changed the very trajectory of my life and has done wonders to enrich every moment and to enhance the relationships that I have with others. And spoil alert, all of it is an inside job. That intrapersonal connection that I had with myself allowed me to be more present with those around me, to relate interpersonally with my children, friendships, partnerships, all of these things, whether it be on a personal, a professional, and community level. And so as I experienced all this going through now, ongoing about a 17-year process, nearly 2 decades of inquiry, of investigation, of integration, I've really come to a place where I'm just so in awe and inspired by it each and every day. And in this place of inspiration, desire to share it with others. And so from that has come a number of different ways and platforms and experiences that I have carefully crafted and cultivated to be able to support the everyday person in living in their extraordinary. And that is something that is truly profound, because you don't need to be a guru. You don't need to be, a specialized hermit out in a cave. We can do this in our everyday lives. We can see the magic in the mundane. And I would even say that what we identify as mundane is where the true magic lies. And so in all of this, it's an invitation for us to connect, not with the person that we have created ourselves to be, in this case, often what we identify as the ego, more so the own process of our own becoming. Because it is a process. Like any relationship, we're getting to know ourselves in a very deep and meaningful way. The very beliefs that we have created our ego from, the very experiences that have tied to the emotions that have created those beliefs. And in that opposite end of the spectrum, what lies beneath that? Who lays awaiting our attention by just simply creating the intention of personal connection? And so for myself, it has led down, again, many different rabbit holes, many different experiences, lines of inquiry and areas of investigation that have been both subjective and deep meditation. Everything from plant medicine to deep transcendental meditation to renewing types of techniques that I have experienced and am currently also allowing to flow through me to help facilitate this. To be able to know who I am allows me to be more in connection with the world around me and who you are as well. And that is not a stagnant thing. It's not static. It is dynamic, as all of us are. And it is this exact process of not just knowing who we are becoming, what it is that we are best able to share with the world around us. And that is where I am truly guided, directed, and in my life now attentive to. And so I welcome you to this station. Very happy that you found your way here. For now, that is it. Love and aloha. Take care, and ahui ho.